Great morning, you guys. Great morning, great morning, great morning. It's Thursday. I don't know about you all, but I'm a little excited about today. So it's Thursday, y'all. Now, I don't know why I'm so excited about a Thursday, but I am, okay? I am so excited to see another day that God has created. So y'all come on in, come on in. While y'all are coming in, I'm going to go on and share, and I want y'all to do the same. I'm going to go ahead and share. Y'all do the same, and let's go. What? I'm trying to tell you. Let's go. So let me get here so I can share. Let me share on IG. Come on in, y'all. All right, y'all. Listen, I'm in share mode. I'm in share mode. Let me get here and share. Welcome, 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 you guys. Let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. Let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from while I share. Y'all let me know. Talk to me. Talk to me. Let me see. Here we go. Here we go. It's my time to live. It's my time to shine. It's my time to It's my time. It's my time. Come on, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. All right. All right. Okay. Hey, baby. Look, talking about shared from the kitchen on this Friday Eve. You're right. You're right. Friday is around the corner, but I just want to focus on today, right? Today. Um, some would say Friday Eve. Others would say Thursday. I would say your day, right? My day, our day. This our day, y'all. This our day. Have y'all ever been in anticipation of something? Hey, Jackie, North Carolina, throw your hands up. Hey, Eveline, Alabama in the house. Great morning, great morning, great morning. All right. Have y'all ever, and then we're going to take our shot in a minute, but have y'all ever been in a place where you were in such great expectation about a day coming? Maybe your birthday, right? Maybe your birthday might be your wedding day. Maybe the day a big trip happens. When you're in school, the last day of school, like, you know that something huge is going to happen on that day, right? Well, listen, I came to tell you that the day can be that day for you, okay? You don't have to wait to a formal special occasion in order for you to tap in and create a day that's special to you. Like, you can make any day of the week, every day of the week, a special day for you. Hey, man of God, how you doing? Good to see you. So, y'all, we get ready to take our shot, and then we get ready to talk about there's a science to it. Listen, y'all, I want y'all to get your pens and paper out. I want y'all to take some notes today because, listen, God about to show out, because that's what he does, all right? Listen, if you don't have any alive in your life, make sure you get it. It's been known to help with inflammation, regulating, helping to balance and regulate blood sugar levels. People have given testimonies of it assisting with their blood pressure. Inflammation, baby. Inflammation does not like this, okay? Inflammation does not like it because it be knocking inflammation out, right? But also, it helps with mood, balancing your hormones, as well as, you guys, helping with your libido. Don't nobody want to talk about that, but we're going to talk about it, okay? So it has many benefits, as well as assisting with your immune system. Y'all ready? Let's go. Shot, 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 shot. Everybody shake, shake, shake. Shake the devil off. Brrr. ABC. It's easy. It's 1, 2, 3. I'm telling you, do, re, mi, alive. ABC. 1, 2, 3, alive. It's you and me. Y'all know what we do? We shake it up, pour it up, and we drink it up. Can you buy me a drink? Oh, ew. I want me some alive today. I got money in the bank like that. Listen, cheers. Here's to learning the science to it. My God, today. That's good. Let me pour my husband up. Baby, you're poured up, boo. All right. So listen. Christina yesterday had me cracking up laughing. Babe, did you see Christina's reel with the baby? Mm-hmm. She had the little shot, and the baby was mad and was trying to take the shot from her. The baby wanted a shot. The baby was like, what is you doing? Why are you drinking this without me? Great morning, Phoenicia. How are you? Hey, Jacob. Why are you drinking this without me? The baby got mad because she would not give it to him and fell back. Like he threw a whole temper tantrum.
You know, me and that baby, we ain't friends like that.
Christina, you're here talking about him and the baby ain't friends like that. He just mad because he loved me, okay? That baby loved me.
As soon as he started walking, you got yeah.
Oh, yes, Christina, he fell all the way out. He said, boom, just laid back on the bed like, you not going to give me my shot? You not going to give me my shot? I want my own shot. I tell you, it's something else how these products are impacting lives. Even the baby know what it be. He know about that alive, baby. The baby know about the alive. So listen, you guys. Look, Christina said, Rev, you're going to have to show Dr. V with the baby. Got to share Dr. V with the baby. That's right. That's right, Christina. So listen, you guys, there's a science to it. You know, I believe in personal development. I believe it's very important for us to engage in personal development. I believe that it is a key part of our advancement in life. And a lot of times, the stuff that we read, the stuff that we hear, not a lot of times, all the time, the stuff that we read and we hear shape how we view the world and how we view ourselves and how we view our lives, right? So I've been listening to and reading The Science of Getting Rich. It's not my first time. I've listened to it multiple times, but this morning, like I felt like I needed it, right? I felt like I needed it. I'd kind of been in a slump, and I said, "Hey, listen, I let me get myself together because my thinking is not right." And this is the problem: if your thinking is off, everything else will be off. If your thinking is off, everything else will be off. So I had to get my thinking together. I had to get my mind right. Hey, Quita, how you doing? Beautiful. How to get my mind right, right? So I said, okay, God, let me listen to this. And I started I was almost at the end of the book from the last time I listened. So I listened to the end and I started over from the beginning. And there were some things that really stood out to me because God has been dealing with me a lot about science. Science. God been dealing with me about science. I know for some religious people, that seems like two things that don't go together, like an oxymoron, but it is not. God created science. Do you understand? Okay, so God has been dealing with me about science, the science of things, how to navigate the science of life, to navigate the science of wealth, to navigate the science of health, to navigate the science of love. There's a science to all of these things. To navigate the science of spirit. There's a science to it, right? So that there's a formula that if you follow the formula, you get the result. Let me say that again. If you follow the formula, you get the result. The problem is this. Now, this is the problem. This is the problem. This is the problem. This is the problem. A lot of times as believers, we don't want to talk about the science. We just want to say, I just believe God. I'm waiting on God. I just trust God. Well, there's a reason that science exists and God created science. so that any person who follows the formula will get the result. You want to understand how people who may come from situations and circumstances that are worse than yours get certain results. Well, there's a science to it. The book, The Science of Getting Rich, if you have not read it, you need to read it or listen to it. I have to listen and read at the same time because otherwise my mind goes a million places, right? So I know this about me, so I'm on the treadmill listening while I'm reading the Kindle book, right? I got to do both of them, right? Hey, beautiful, how you doing? So here I am, and I'm listening and I'm reading. And there was something that hit me a little different this time today. It hit me a little different today, right? He said this. He said, listen, God wants you rich. I know. Yeah, some of y'all finna say, God don't care nothing about whether or not you rich. God don't care about that. But do you know why God wants you rich? So that you can be an earthly manifestation and expression of his love on the earth, right? Because guess what? You can help more people when you're rich. You can do more things when you're rich. And I'm not just talking about rich in money. I'm talking about rich in love. I told you there's a science to love, right? And if you don't understand the science of love, you'll be trying to create a formula that's yours that don't work, right? Ask me, I know. Ask me how I know. I've done it, right? So in our mind, right, we think God is not concerned about us or our financial situation or whether or not we are rich, right? Well, listen, I'm going to tell y'all this. You ain't got to believe that and you ain't got to do that. But for those of you who believe that God desires you to have riches, desires you to have wealth in every area of your life now, I'm not just talking about money, but money is included. Stop trying to just talk about everything else and not talk about money, right? So for those of you who believe that God desires you to have wealth, you believe God desires you to have wealth, I want you to put I'm wealthy in the comments. Put I'm wealthy in the comments. Make that declaration. I am wealthy. I am. I am wealthy. Not I will be wealthy, not I want to be wealthy, but I am wealthy. Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. I need to know if I'm talking to the right people. If not, y'all might need to get off today, okay? I see you, baby. My baby said, I am wealthy. Yes, you are. April said, I am wealthy. Yes, you are. Phoenicia said, I am wealthy. Yes, you are. Yes. Baby, you know I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry. Ideally, I can't remember how to say it, baby, but she said, I am wealthy. Tasha said, she is wealthy. Yes. My husband said to the third power, okay? So now that I know that I'm talking to the right people, right? I know that I'm talking to some of the right people anyway. Listen, this is what I want you to know. The word of God says that he had ideally. Thank you, boo. Thank you, because I can sound it out, baby. If I can't do nothing else, I can sound it out, right? So I want you to understand something, okay? The word of God says this. He says that God has given us the ability, we got the ability, we are able, he's given us the ability to obtain wealth. Deuteronomy, okay? He's given us the ability. Why would that be in there if he didn't desire for us to have it? Like, why would God even spend any time addressing wealth, right? Why would he talk about Solomon seeking wisdom, which allowed him to amass wealth and all of these other things that he desired, if there was no desire from God for us to have these things, right? Not just for you, though. You got to understand. See, a lot of people get it twisted because they think when people say, I am wealthy, when people desire wealth and riches, that it's just about them. Now, listen, don't get it twisted. It's not about you at all. It is partially about you, right? It is about you having the ability and the opportunity to do the things that you desire to do, as well as to help others, right? And I don't mean helping others by just giving handouts. Handouts don't work, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all right now, handouts don't work. Handouts don't work. Everything free don't work. I'm just trying to tell y'all. People, this is this crazy thing. Yes, Catherine said, I am wealthy. Evelyn said, I am wealthy. I'm going to tell y'all this, and some of y'all may be offended by it, but it's going to be what it's going to be because I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Okay? All right, because it's the truth. All right? Okay, hold on. All right. Free and handouts don't work. You know why? Ain't no skin in the game. Even if what people are investing in what it is work or service, right? Even if that's what they're investing, people got to get skin in the game. Because you know what happens when people don't have skin in the game? They take it for granted. They take it for granted. They think it's a game. They think it's a joke. They think it's, it is what it is. Oh, I'm supposed to get that. First of all, nobody owes you anything. Nobody on this earth owes you anything. Not your mama, not your daddy, not your siblings, not your grandparents. Nobody owes you anything. They don't owe you anything. Listen, we got to get this out of our mind. There is a science to getting free. There is a science to getting wealthy. There is a science to having love, lasting love, right? There's a science to it. There's a science. Listen, so you need to understand that what you think is doing people a favor ain't doing them no favor. You're not doing them a favor, and actually you're creating more headaches for you. So listen, I don't know about anybody else, but I coach, right? I coach people. I'm a destiny fulfillment strategist, right? And one of the things I used to do is I used to work hard to make everything that I do incredibly affordable for everybody. But what I discovered is that the people who got it for a little bit often didn't do nothing with it. Do y'all hear what I'm trying to tell y'all? Listen, I'm pouring out my best stuff, my $1 million millionaire making strategy, and they did nothing with it. Do you hear what I'm telling you? So you saying that you took my class, you saying that I'm your mentor, you're saying that I'm your pastor, and you ain't doing nothing with nothing that I done poured out. So you're making it look like it's me. You're making it look like it's me. And on top of that, you give me the most headaches of everybody. How you got it for free? How you got it for discounted? And you give me the most headaches out of anybody, and you ain't applying nothing that I say. My God, today, make that make some sense, okay? So now here I am. I have discounted what I offer. I've discounted my work. And now where I discounted it, baby, I ain't seeing nothing. Nothing. And I'm not talking about a special discount. I'm not talking about 10, 20%. But I'm talking about when I really, really cut. See, listen, I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to do this for this amount of money. And people think because the amount is low, the value is low. I know, y'all. Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. Let me tell you something. So what I had to learn was there is a science to this. Anything you have to stretch to obtain will require you to stretch to fulfill, to meet, to do, right? If you got to stretch a little bit, it's going to stretch you. It's going to stretch you. Now, listen, I know that this is why I take people through a process, right? Because the big stretch, that's a lot. Ideally said, yeah, scholarship, right? That's a lot. The big stretch is a lot, right? And so some people's faith may not be there yet, right? So this is why I do group classes. Why? Group classes allow me to meet the needs of a number of people at the same time for a lower amount. So now you can just get introduced to the concept. You can begin to see stuff work in your life. But even in that, y'all, even in that, there are a lot of people who specialize in just taking a bunch of classes, buying a bunch of courses, but never apply anything. So it's why I do my stuff differently, right? There's a science to the way I do my classes. If you take a class with Dr. V, listen, you know that in that class, we're going to talk about the concepts and constructs. We're going to apply it to your lives personally, right? So that you personally can connect with the material and the information and get a breakthrough. Because what I need you to get is a breakthrough. I don't need you to learn any more information for the sake of knowing information. You got plenty in your head that you're not using, right? But what you need is a breakthrough, right? You need a breakthrough. You need to understand, why am I doing what I'm doing? Which is why I start people with the no more sabotage. Why? Because you need to understand the thoughts that you're having that are keeping you in the same place, going around and around, round and round I go. Listen, you need to understand that. Because once you understand it, once you understand why you're doing that, once you understand where that was rooted, what happened in your life that led you to think like that, to be like that, to show up like that, you can address it. Or we can pluck that. We can look at that lie, because it's a lie. You're telling yourself all these lies, all these lies, all these lies, all these lies. You're telling yourself all these lies, trying to convince yourself that it's true. Well, I just like helping people. Listen, let me tell y'all something. The pleaser, saboteur, is one of our greatest nightmares. It will keep you broke. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Thank you all for the stars, the heart, whatever y'all just gave. Thank you, right? So it will keep you broke. That pleaser, saboteur will keep you broke, because in your mind, you are helping people. In your mind, you just want to be good to people. You just want to help people. Whole time, you're shortchanging you. You're taking the pearls that God has given you and you're casting them before swine. Why swine? Because they're not going to use it. They're not going to use it. So now this is why I don't waste my breath on some stuff. Some stuff my breath won't come out about. I'm just not dealing with it. I'm not. Because you don't listen. If you don't listen, why am I going to waste my good breath telling you something that you're not going to do anyway? Why would I waste my good time listening to you moan, groan, complain about your life when you're not going to do anything about it? Why? Why? So my thing is always this. Do you want something different? Because there's a science to it. So the first thing you got to deal with is your thoughts. You've got to be able to imagine and visualize what it is that you desire. You can't focus on the obstacles, the challenges. You got to focus on what you desire. What is it that you want? What is it that you're really desiring? What is it that you're craving? What is it that you've been asking God for? What is it that you've been seeking from God? What is that thing? I need you to get it in your mind. I need you to visualize. I need you to see it. I need you to smell it. I need you to taste it. I need you to know what it feels like to possess it, right? Because many of us sabotage that very thing that we desire by allowing our saboteurs to convince us it ain't real, we can't have it, it's too far off, it's too hard. So now our mind has tricked us into believing. Our brain is working against us and not for us. We're double-minded. We want it today, tomorrow we don't. Come on, y'all. Listen. There's a reason the word of God says that a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. It's not in one area. You will never meet a double-minded person that is stable in all their other areas, but they're just double-minded in one. No, double-mindedness shows up in every area of your life, in relationships, in business, in your spirituality, in your in family, in everything that you do. So let's deal with that, right? Let's deal with that, okay? But first, we got to get beyond this pleaser that's convincing yourself that you only are trying to help other people and you just want to help people, but you don't want anything back. And so what you do is you give and 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 you give. And then you get pissed off because your giving ain't producing nothing in your life. Then you get pissed off because the people that you give into are prospering and you struggling. Because how does that work? How does that even make sense, right? Because the church and religion has convinced us that giving until we're depleted is somehow a noble act and gesture. No. Jesus never gave until he was totally depleted. Jesus would perform miracles, and then what would he do? He would go off by himself to spend time with the Father to be restored. He never gave until he couldn't give anymore. He never did that. You will not find one example in the Word of God where Jesus did that. He did not. He understood that there was a time to give and there was a time to rest and receive. But we struggle with that because it makes us feel like we're a good person, but then inside we become bitter. We become resentful. We become all these things. We have all these emotions, right? So while we're trying to please people and go out of our way to please people and make sure everybody else feels good, make sure everybody else is okay, we never openly ask for what we need. We never openly ask for what we need, not what we want, but what we need. And you know what you need. You know exactly what you need, but you won't ask for it because you're afraid of the rejection. You're afraid that they won't give it to you. There's a science to this. And if you learn the saboteurs that you possess that are operating in your life, if you learn the things that, what, baby?
God just spoke to me. And he said the people that are praying for a boost, and you come through and boost them, that's all they need. A lot of people get from you and don't use the boost.
Could y'all hear him? Huh? Could y'all hear my husband? Let me know if y'all can hear him. I want to know, could y'all hear him? I want y'all to hear from his voice. Could y'all hear him? Babe, they couldn't hear you. Oh, Evelyn said, yeah, they could hear you. Okay, they heard you. Listen. And I'm not mad about a boost. Babe, they couldn't hear you on IG. Can you say it again?
Good morning, world. I said there's a lot of people out there praying for a boost, and then you come by and boost them, and they running because they've been praying for a boost. But a lot of people are getting a boost every morning, and they ain't doing nothing with the boost.
That came straight from the mouth of God. Woo! Let him use your dog. So he said, a lot of people are praying for a boost, and they get on, and I boost them, right? I give them that boost, and then, some people get the boost and they run with it, right? But a lot of people get the boost every day and never do anything with the boost that they've gotten. Y'all, there's a science to this. And once we understand the science, God has been dealing with me a lot on formulas, right? He's been dealing with me a lot on formulas, plans, maps, blueprints. That's what he's been dealing with me on. There's a science to changing your life. There's a science to it, right? And the challenge is, the problem is that a lot of people have not tapped into the science, because you're just throwing stuff at the wall, wet spaghetti at the wall, hoping something sticks, instead of asking God for the blueprint. What is the blueprint for this? See, I'm real big on the blueprints God gives me. God will just give me different things, and then he'll begin to show me how it all goes together. I'm like, what? Wow, wait a minute, God. So when I began to understand there is a science to changing your mood and your vibration, but the science don't do no good if you don't use it. Because, baby, let me tell you something. For the last about week and a half, I have not been using what God has given me. I was that person that God gave it to, and I didn't do anything with it in the time that I needed it, right? Because I needed it. For the past week and a half, I needed the things that God has shown me. He's shown me that there's a science to shifting your mindset. There's a science to elevating your mood, changing your vibration and your frequency. There's a science to it, right? There's a way to do it. But if you don't do it when you need it, why are you mad? Because you want to be where you are. So God had to shake me this morning. He said, listen, actually he started last night. He said, I need you to get up and go work out. I said, I know, Lord, but it's just so much. I got to do so much. He said, no, you need to go work out. You need to go work out because it changes your mood. It's a part of your science. It's a part of the formula for your successful life. And not just yours, but all of us need exercise. There's something about exercising in the morning, first thing in the morning, that gets your body up and going, your mind revved up, and you moving in a way that you don't move when you don't work out. It's great to work out in the middle of the day or later in the day, but something happens when you get up early and work out, and it begins to shift you. Why? Because you're releasing serotonin and dopamine, right? And certain exercises produce more of those things than others, right? So today, let me tell y'all what I discovered, right? So I walked, I did my mile. Okay, I did my mile. Normally I do a little more than a mile. But then I said, listen, I hadn't done 30 minutes. So I said, okay, hey son, hey, living outside the paradigm. I said I hadn't, done my 30 minutes because I wanted to at least get 30 minutes in, right? Because I left late, right? So I said, well, let me go ahead. I'm going to do crunches, right? So what I discovered when I was doing my crunches was my heart rate was higher when I was doing my crunches than it was when I was walking. My heart rate was higher when I was doing my crunches than it was when I was walking. I was perspiring more when I was doing my crunches than when I was walking. And I'm talking about I was on the machine, it had the weight on it, and I'm crunching. And I did about 70 crunches, right? Because I wanted to get my 30 minutes in, right? So I walked for 20. And then I said, okay, let me get this last 10 minutes in. Let me do some ab work. Let me get my core together, because everything goes outward from the core. So when your core is off, your whole body is off, right? So we neglect our core because it's work. Who wants to work on those abs? Most people don't, right? So listen, I got my work in. I'm looking. My heart rate when I was walking, maybe 118, 120. I could have turned it up and it would have made it go higher, right? But I was on about a 3.0. I was on about a 3.0 walking. I started doing them crunches. My heart rate was 140. You hear me? Doing crunches. Like, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. Because my core was engaged. I was using parts of my body and muscles that I was not engaging when I was walking. Listen to me. When you begin to understand the science of anything, you'll know what to do to get the desired result. Can't leave out weight training. I can't leave out weight training. Weight training actually increases my heart rate more than just walking, right? I'm not running, y'all. Y'all can say, well, you can run. I'm not running. My knees said, no, ma'am, with this extra weight you got on you. No, right? But I know that I've got to do more weight training. I know I've got to build it in, right? I know I got to build that weight training in because it gets my heart going in a way that walking doesn't, right? I need both. I got to have it all. I got to have a mixture. But baby, I can't leave out working out in the morning. That's got to be a part of my life, even if I do something else later in the day. Even if I do a class later in the day, I need to get some time in the morning. If it's nothing but 30 minutes, 30 good minutes of working out, and people can laugh at 30 minutes, but 30 minutes, 5 days a week, 3 to 5 days a week produces a change in your body, right? I really need it 5 days a week. I really do. I struggle with 5 days a week, but I need it 5 days a week, okay? So you got to know the science. There's the science. The reason I love the book, The Science of Getting Rich, is it lays out the science. And it shows you that if anyone can use this formula and get rich, then anyone can do it. If anyone has used it and it worked, then anyone can do it. So it brought to my mind this, okay? So I'm a part of an amazing company, Envision You. Y'all know we sell Alive and our sublingual spray. So before I work out, I take a shot of Alive. So I took 2 already today. I do my Empowered, my B-Fit spray. I do my Vision and my Crave, right? So I do my sublingual sprays. It gives me an added boost. I'm able to go in and power through my workout, right? Listen. So our CVO, Chief Visionary Officer, always talks about the plan to getting rich. He said, listen, give me 18 months, follow the formula. Give me 18 months of following the formula, and you'll be able to see some financial freedom, right? So he says, get a calendar. You need to get a calendar. He's very specific about the type of calendar to get, and he tells you what to do. He said, listen, you need to show the plan 4 times a week. Show the plan 4 times a week. You can show it in person. You can show it on Zoom. You can show it to a group. But show the plan 4 times a week. If you show the plan 4 times a week, every week, right? 4 times a week, every week. Let's say it's a 4-week month, right? 4 times 4 is 16. That means you show the plan at least 16 times, right? In a month, okay? So listen, if all you get is one person every time you show the plan, what would that be? There'll be 16 new people in your business or 16 new customers, right? Some of them are going to be customers. Some of them are going to want to do the business, right? Because they see the value of the business, right? You ain't got to make a customer a business partner. And listen, I'm telling you, sometimes the best thing you can do is let some people be just a customer. Just buy the product, okay? Because it works for you. Just do that, okay? But the plan is the plan. The formula is the formula. And the end is the end. So when you get to the end of the month and you haven't gotten what you desired for the month, you got to ask yourself, did I follow the formula? And if you didn't follow the formula, that's nobody's fault but yours. So too often we want God to change things in our lives, but we're not following the formula. There's a science to this. There's a science to it. Listen, let's follow the science. Let's follow the science. And what God showed me was that the saboteurs, understanding the saboteurs and your PQ brain, listen, is key. Because once you remove that negative, those lies, those negative thoughts, and those saboteurs, then everything you do has a greater impact. But you gotta get them out of the way. That's why Monday and Tuesday of next week, I'm doing what? No more sabotage. Listen, y'all, register for the class. You can go to bit.ly/no more sabotage, bit.ly, all lowercase, /no more sabotage. Because once you understand what your saboteurs are and you understand the justification lies that you're believing, right? Those thoughts that you're entertaining that are not productive to you, that are not allowing you to maximize sabotage. Yeah. Not allowing you to maximize what God desires to do in your life, then you can make changes. But you have to do that work. You have to do it. Now, it's not free. It's not free. Okay? It's not free. But it's within reach, right? It's within reach. You may have to stretch a little bit, but it's within reach. Okay? And it's within reach so that you'll have to reach so that you can get it. Because if you'll reach for that, then I know, okay, you might do something with it. You might do something with it. There's no guarantee, but you might do something with it. Okay? So the class is Monday and Tuesday. Go ahead and get your registration in. Spots are limited because it is interactive. I pride myself on my interaction. Anyone who takes my classes will tell you never are 2 classes exactly the same. You're always gonna get something a little different because it's based on who's there and what they need, right? God allows me to see, understand, and prophetically move in the class so that I meet the needs of the people in the class so that you can get what you need. I've never had a person who took no more sabotage and said they didn't get anything out of it. There was no new revelation. They didn't learn anything. I've never, ever, since I've been teaching this class, had a class where people didn't get anything out of it. There were numerous aha moments. Those moments when you finally realized why you were doing something. April said, follow the formula. Always extra information. Hey, Mike, how you doing, boo? Good to see you. But you got to do it. You got to stretch. That's why Afterpay is available. There's no shame in using Afterpay, okay? There's no shame in using Afterpay. And if for some reason you don't qualify for Afterpay, because it happens, okay? Make sure you hit me up and let's figure out how we can get you in the class and still be able to do it. See, the only reason there is an excuse is if you make one. And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of excusing my way out of my destiny. I'm tired of making excuses. I don't care what the reason is or how justified it is for a normal person or an average person. It is not justifiable for me because I should know better. And if you know better, then you do better. So let's stop. Let's stop forfeiting our destiny because we're stuck in the reasons why we can't, the reasons why we aren't, the reasons why we don't. No, choose to operate in the science and follow the formula. Get what you need and get it done. Make it happen. If you want to see change, you got to be around what's needed for change. And this is the truth of the matter. Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest? Very transparent. If you could do it on your own, you would have done it by now. Wouldn't you? Would you deprive yourself of getting to your destiny? You know, if you could just do it on your own? If you could do it on your own, you would have gotten it by now. So clearly, you need help, and there's nothing wrong with needing help. The problem is we don't want to admit we need help. Okay? I need help, right? I need help. And so God has surrounded me with some people to help elevate my mind and show me the formulas. So now all I have to do is plug and play, not create a new formula, y'all know. Some of us are so smart that it's detrimental to us because we'll try to create a new formula. But wait, if you do it like this, then stop trying to create a new formula, follow the formula, get your success. Because there's a science to this. Listen, I want you all to know that I absolutely love y'all and I believe in you. I want to see you in No More Sabotage, but beyond that, I want to see you change your life. I want to see you get to the place of destiny for your life. I want to see you do the things that God has called you to do. I want you to show up big. I want you to show up because the world is waiting for you to show up. God needs you to show up. God needs you to have the success because there are people watching you and you're their model. I know we want to talk about, oh, they just need Jesus. But what if you're the only Jesus they see? Right? Let's live it out so that God can get the glory. Listen. Woo, I wish above all things that you would prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an amazing, incredible, and epic day. Be blessed. Mwah.